So I get a snowmobiling it?
Right, can we get those mic screens?
Because he wanted to do some.
Okay. Oh, nice.
It's a lot of robocalls today, sorry.
Yeah. Right, I do remember that. Yep. Yeah.
No, she doesn't have. Oh, she does, but
Right. Incentive, right? You just incentive, right? A little bit.
Now we're just gonna get everybody.
that time in that house, I guess. That time in that house was, I guess.
All right, that clock has struck 30. Please make sure those lights are green and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to welcome those here in chambers as well as those tuning in to our broadcast options to the City Council agenda on Monday, January 26th. And with that, Clerk Tomasic, please call roll.
Schumate,
Here.
Hosmer,
Here.
Cox,
Here.
Dill,
Here.
LaPointe,
Here.
McNabb,
Here.
Molnar.
Council will be looking for a motion to excuse absent member Councilman Molnar.
Motion to excuse absent member Molnar?
Support?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we will move to the approval of agenda. Members of public, as publicly noticed, and council in front of you in your packet is our agenda this evening. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda? Second?
Any discussion on this evening's agenda?
Can I make a motion to add two items if it's, I just wanted to make an announcement under the council report about in a tax preparation thing that's available to our senior citizens, and an update on the legislative forum that Congresswoman Dingell was supposed to have 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to announce a new date. If we could just add those two items.
With an active
You're just
motion, can we withdraw that motion or revise that motion? So can we withdraw that motion and make a new motion? You can make a new motion. Are we comfortable with withdrawing the active motion?
He's a motion maker.
I didn't
So
make the
I'm
motion on the
amending-
agenda approval.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thought you did.
He did.
Okay.
But I'll
I
support
made a
that.
I made a motion to excuse an absent member. I don't think we've gotten to a
I
motion
think you had
on
the
the
motion for
agenda.
approval of the agenda,
Thank you.
and then we had a second.
For clarification.
So would we
Yes, I'm-
be
I'm
comfortable
amend-
with withdrawing that motion? And then Councilman LaPointe, any objections? Councilwoman LaPointe, do you want to
I'd like
make
to
a
amend
motion to
tonight's
add?
agenda by adding two items under council report. 2026 are tax preparation opportunities and Southern Wayne County Region Chamber of Commerce meeting.
We have a motion from
Announcements.
Councilwoman LaPointe to add two items to the council report.
Yes,
Thank you.
please.
Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Councilman Dill. Any discussion on those two additions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, and Councilwoman LaPointe will look to you for those two item additions.
Thank you.
Then I would like a motion to approve the agenda as
I'd
revised.
like to make that motion.
Motion by Bosmer, is there a second?
Second.
Ladies first. Yes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. With a approved and revised agenda, we'd love to open up the floor to our public. Members of public, now is your time to address council and department heads. Please approach that mic and make sure it's green. Not seeing any public comment. I'll just have a few comments to open up with since my report is embedded late in the agenda. First and foremost, I wanted to extend gratitude to our DPW, our police, and our fire. As we have all faced in this community, the weather has been very challenging, and I sympathize deeply with the individuals who are out there each and every day serving our community in what is very not ideal weather conditions. So just thank you to the teams, thank you to the leadership of those departments, and appreciate everybody that's been out there serving our community despite very frigid and challenging weather conditions. I also want to thank City Administrator Witherspoon and Director of Public Safety Bullard on the snow emergency and the associated response from all departments in context. Second thing I'd like to flag is I'm very excited, and shout out to Chelsea Brad, our DPW, our City Administrator, our Finance Director, and all the parties, because we just got our most recent report on water loss. And for those that are newer to this operation and may not have heard all the details, we were tracking a water loss as a community of over 30% for quite some time. The steps taken over the last couple years in bringing the water loss consulting audit, the installation of new meters or replacement of meters that were pertinent, the auditing with acoustic detection to find leaks and address those leaks have now put us at a 10% water loss. That's a phenomenal accomplishment that will pay dividends financially for this community. So just a huge shout out. And as we look at our strategic priority session that we just had prior to this meeting, we need to understand how that unlocks financial capacity to address what is underlying infrastructure that needs help. In addition to recognizing the burden that's been placed on the residents from a water bill perspective, which we hear a lot about, and how we effectively manage that with this reduced percentile. So just congratulations to all involved. A huge, huge accomplishment. The third thing I'd like to say is to an individual sitting there in the row, which is Parks and Recreation Director Reynolds. I think the beauty of life is that our paths crossed through the interview process and you were selected for the position. I just want to thank you for your contribution to the community. I'm excited for you and your launch pad and your next chapter in your career journey, and hope that the experience not only benefited the community, which it did, but benefited you and the steps that you'll take moving forward in your career. So just congratulations on your next step, and thank you for your service thus far. Appreciate it. And with that, if there's no other public comment or council commentary, please.
I may. Thank you, Mayor. We have our first blood draw drive of the year. It's the next Friday, the 30th of January, excuse me, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. A lot of people have stepping forward. We're real grateful. We have 32 slots, appointments, but you can't always count on people showing up. Things happen, weather gets severe, what have you. But I was just reading a News Herald, or not News Herald, the Detroit News account on a national level. The Red Cross has said that blood drive numbers are down because of the inclement weather and so forth. So there's a big push to get blood in the hospitals, or people won't have surgeries, that kind of thought. So if you got time and you can make it happen, love to have you out at our drive in Gibraltar. And just want to make mention of that. That's going to be Friday the 30th at Gil Talbert Community Center. Most of the morning appointments, gratefully, are full. I got some in the afternoon, though, so we'd love to have you out there. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Councilman Bosmer. Any other comments for this evening's public comment window? Okay, great. That will close our public comment, turn us to presentations, for which there is none this evening. So that'll take us to our consent agenda. As you know, Council, I traditionally read each item, but we are sitting with a heavy alphabet of representation, A through K. So public, I encourage you to reference the publicly noticed agenda. And Council, you'll see items A through K reflected in the consent agenda. I'd be asking for a motion to approve consent agenda items A through K.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion on this consent agenda? This will require a roll call vote, so I will pass it over to Clerk Tomasic for a roll.
McNabb.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Bosmer.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
A motion carried. That will turn us over to unfinished business. Council, as publicly noticed, we have item A, which is a request to enter closed session to discuss a written legal opinion. I'll be looking for a motion to enter closed session.
Motion to enter closed session.
Motion.
Second.
Bosmer, second by Dill. Any discussion? This will also require a roll. Clerk Tomasic, please call a roll.
Schumate.
Yes.
Bosmer.
Yes.
Cox.
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Motion carried. For the record, this will be voting members, Clerk Tomasic, City Administrator, and City Attorney that will be attending this closed session. And with that, members of public, we will be going upstairs. Feel free to remain in your seats here. Council, please turn your mics off, and we'll be back to re-enter our open session.
Yeah, no, I'll be here.
Yeah, she told me that they all have it, so.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Get down to business. Let's get, yeah.
Council, can we get those mics green? We'll just await our final council member and look for a motion to reenter. All right, to our members of council, since we have now returned to chambers, we would be looking for a motion to return to the open meeting.
Motion to return to the open meeting?
Second by McNabb. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is carried. Now that we're back in our open meeting, I'll defer to council for any action that they feel is warranted.
I make a motion to pursue option 2 and 2A pursuant to Miller and Johnson recommendation.
Motion by Dill. I heard a second from McNabb. Council, any discussion on this matter? Clerk Tomasic, I'll have you call roll whenever you're ready.
What was the, I'm sorry, Miller Johnson, pursuant to the Miller Johnson
Recommendation.
recommendation. Osmer,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
LaPointe,
Yes.
McNabb,
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Dill, I'm sorry, Dill.
That motion,
Sorry.
that motion is carried. That will take us to our new business, and at this time, I'd love to pass over the floor to City Administrator Witherspoon.
Thank you. So first up, we've been talking about this a lot, is the purchase of a weed harvester for the Waterways Commission. It's detailed in your packet exactly what that financial cost to us would be. It is a total of $38,423. Now, this is after the reimbursement from Wayne County, so we do have to put the entire $200,200 up front and then submit for reimbursement. I am open to any questions or concerns, and I'm sure Councilman McNabb, who has been really championing this project, and thank you for that, can also provide some detail.
Councilman McNabb, anything you want to share proactively, recognizing the action would be in council's court? I'd just like to make a comment or two, just from my exposure to this matter. I think we firsthand witnessed the challenge that it's pressured our community when we don't have an effective weed harvester to take care of our waterways. I want to commend the Waterways Commission, and huge shout out to Councilman McNabb, Mr. Overwater, who leads the commission, all the commission members. I personally had a chance to see that in action, where they've taken what is a very old system and allowed it to enable the utilization to do the best they can. But there's a backdrop of this funding from the county that allows us to really set ourselves up for the long term. Taking the machine we have is not sustainable, and this is our path to sustainability to manage this issue. We've vetted this pretty thoroughly. Mr. Overwater and the commission has reviewed this, been in touch with the vendor, exhausted the optionality that we require to be successful, and keep in mind that the vast majority of this, as Rachel has highlighted, is via the county's funding, and we will cover the incremental to make sure we're set up for success. So just wanted to give you that context, at least from my experience. Council, so as Rachel has highlighted, we'd be looking at motion. The proposed action is in your packet, but the motion would be requested by
Make a
council.
motion to approve the purchase of the weed harvester for the Water Waste Commission's use in the amount of $200,200, with an assumption that the reimbursement from Wayne County will come to the city in the amount of $161,777, with a net cost to the city of $38,423.
Support?
Motion by Lapointe, support by Bosmer. Any discussion on this matter? Just for, oh yeah, please.
I know there were a million agreements in but I would hope that, the city or the Waterways Commission would have a policy, like, again, authorizing who's going to use it, and then make sure we do use it. I mean, it sounds ridiculous to say we wouldn't, but, sometimes we buy stuff and then, it doesn't always get used. So whatever policy that would be relevant for use of this, that would be greatly appreciated as the next step.
Well said, Councilwoman Lapointe. The only thing I'll add too is that City Administrator Witherspoon and I had discussed the importance of, since this is a county fund source, making sure we are good neighbors and evaluate the surrounding communities and their usage requirements. Obviously, we're footing the bill for the incremental. We have the personnel that maintain preventatively and reactively, as well as operate the system. But I want to make sure we have good dialogue with our neighbors, so just know that we'll be taking that step as an administration. Any other discussion? All right, this will be a roll call, so Clerk Domestic will have you call roll whenever you're ready.
Cox.
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
Lapointe.
Yes.
McNabb.
Yes.
Schumate.
Yes.
Bosmer.
Yes.
Motion carried. Rachel, back to you.
All right, so next is the Collins Engineering Amendments 2, 3, and 4. These were presented back in December, at the beginning of December, and we wanted to give council additional time to really dive into it. So I'm going to start by just saying what the recommended action is. Motion to approve the Collins Engineering Amendments 2, 3, and 4 in the total amount of $766,980. Sorry, long day. Just a brief overview. Amendment 2 details a few different options, with alternative 2 being obtaining a CADEX document and utilizing the MDOT grant of $2.9 million. The all-in total cost of this for the city with this would be $1,498,325. And this would provide a life extension to Horse Island Bridge of 75 to 100 years. The amount that I previously said, the $766,980, we do have that in fund balance right now that we could utilize. However, we do anticipate requiring to go out for additional bonding to cover the rest of the amount. The finance director and I have talked extensively about that. And just to touch on amendments 3 and 4 as well, both of those amendments are related to the Young Street Bridge. The first, Amendment 3, is for professional engineering services and assisting with applying for MDOT's local agency bridge funds totaling $6,020. And Amendment 4 is for engineering services to develop a current load capacity for the bridge totaling $7,635. I'm open to any questions or concerns.
Maybe not as much a question, but just to level set everybody on the pathway, because I think it's important context. Maybe, Rachel, if you want to speak to it, or I can summarize kind of how we got here and then remind everybody where the root of this amendment proposal related to the last meeting with Collins.
Yes, so Horse Island Bridge has been a discussion for a number of years, and it is a historic bridge, so there are additional steps. That's where the CADEX document comes in. The bottom line is, we need to do something with Horse Island Bridge. There are different options detailed in here. The other two options can extend they are less costly, but they can extend the life expectancy of 10 to 15 years and 25 to 35 years. Our recommendation is to extend the life expectancy of 75 to 100 years for our residents. We think it is a safety concern that we would only look to extend it a few more years for, quite frankly, not a significant additional cost. When you look at the 10 to 15 years, that all-in cost is only half of what it would cost to extend it 75 to 100 years. Additional context.
Okay, thank you for the additional context. I'll just, clarifying question. The request in the financials, as you've stated this evening,
Yes.
with the 75 to 100-year perspective, one of the alternative pathways we had discussed with Collins that was presented was the rehabilitation.
Yes.
That allowed the maintenance of the structure as it stands with a layer above and/or below.
Yes.
How does that play in with this amendment for those that are listening and don't have all the information that we have sitting in front of us?
Thank you, sorry. So this, what council would be approving with alternative two, if they choose to do that, is to go through the investigation process, and which would involve numerous different public hearings for the public to contribute and give their input on how the bridge would be rehabilitated. What you're saying with alternative two is that you are going to investigate either reconstruction or replacement of the existing bridge that would allow for a life extension of 75 to 100 years.
So just to be clear, the investment that is being proposed gives you the optionality
Yes.
to pursue a rehabilitation pathway or a reconstruction pathway.
Yes.
The cost encompasses both pathways so that it further informs our pathway approval from a council perspective. And there's no decision being made on a pathway today.
Exactly.
It's just an investment to explore the pathways according to Collins Engineering guidance in our last hearing.
Yep.
And then council will be tasked with public input through this process to make a decision at the output of this information gathering.
Exactly. In fact, we cannot sit up here today and have you guys say exactly what
Precisely.
pathway you want to take. That is part of the requirements with the historic bridge. You need to gather the public input and go through this process.
So just to be clear for members of the public that don't have all the details or may not recall the previous hearings, this is an investment to further explore and define pathway considerations with a public hearing element weaved in that'll allow a more informed decision on which path we take, whether it's a rehabilitation, which is my personal preference in this matter at this time, or other pathways. We have that optionality at the output of this exercise.
Yes.
The investment is required regardless. If we don't make this investment, we don't have a path to pursue the funding from a MDOT grant, which we have on hand today.
Exactly. Yes.
Just want to be clear, I know this is a lot of detail, but this is important context, in my opinion. Council, any questions?
I think we should have a motion on the table to discuss.
Great.
I'd like to make a motion that we select alternative three for the bridge option, just so I can talk about it.
Okay. Motion on the floor from Councilman LaPointe for alternative three. Is there a second?
Okay.
I'm not hearing a second on that matter, so we will go.
I'll second it for discussion
you.
purposes only.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
We have a motion and we have a second on alternative three. Discussion is now open.
So alternative three, I thought when our Horse Island residents came, that I heard a lot of people say they did want the historical preservation. So I'm reading on the last information that we got. So alternative three, there's also money that we can apply for this, the TAP funding that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know it's less of a lifetime, it's 35 years, but it's $875,000 instead of 2.9 plus our whatever we're throwing in. So I guess I just wanted to have somebody level set why we wouldn't choose that option, because that's what I think we should do.
City Administrator, any response on that?
So I will say that the grant is not a guarantee for that one.
Okay,
So, that was one thing that Phil from Collins mentioned, is we could potentially apply for that grant. We might have a good shot, but it's not a guarantee. We currently have the $2.9 million already allocated to us, and our professional opinion is to spend the money to extend the life 3 times that length, if possible. But I completely see where you're coming from and understand that. I will just add, as the Collins Engineering presentation explained in December, we can still preserve a lot of that bridge, especially the historic aspect of the bridge.
Yeah.
With going, that's an option we can explore an alternative to.
Maybe to make sure I'm direct in that interpretation, Councilman LaPointe is asking about this alternative pathway, which is 875 versus the proposed
Yes.
amount of 766. So 111K incremental. And what I'm hearing from you is if we were to pursue that pathway, we're not guaranteed the funding pathway through that grant process, and it could impact our existing $2.9 million that's been allocated? Like, what's
Yeah.
the,
We would not be able to utilize the 2.9 million that has been allocated.
so we would
So
lose
it's a
that?
big risk, and that was my first thought. Yeah, we got, and I know everybody's gonna jump on that. It's still $1.5 million, and I don't understand how the city's gonna pay for it. Did you say we'd have to do bonds?
We would have to pull a bond, yes.
So, and that goes back to the taxpayers. And so
Yes.
what the average cost per average tax bill in the city of Gibraltar? I'm just trying to get my mind around it.
So unfortunately, it's hard to say that without having the bond rating and the bond amount right now.
Okay.
What I will say is Amy and I have discussed if we do go out for bond, rolling in one of these other bridges that we need to do as well to that bond. That way we have that money available. Because we are talking in amendments 3 and 4 about Young Street Bridge, and that has some serious,
And is any special assessment conversations taking place?
that, we have discussed its possibility internally. That will be a discussion council will need to
Okay.
have.
See, I need that information, though, to be able to vote, but,
And I think it's a really
but
good.
we don't have the money either way, so either the
It's
residents.
a really good push, but what I'm hearing, Councilman LaPointe, is we don't have a choice. The money needs to be secured to take care of a bridge that needs to be addressed, right? So
Right.
either way, we're spending money,
Yes.
and we would have to take that pathway, is what I'm hearing. Is that a correct assessment? So there's no pathway on this page that says you don't spend money, right? We have to make the investment. Unfortunately, that bridge has been here since the 20s, and there's other bridges that have poor and critical condition based on inspection reports. We have to address these. Please.
Question I have on that, if we try to apply for that grant, in the time frame it would take to apply and get an answer back on that grant, what was the possibility of losing the grant that we already have guaranteed in the time frame?
I can't say for certain, but I can say that Wayne County is looking for some sort of progress
Yeah,
towards this bridge. I believe the money was allocated maybe 2 years ago, and there hasn't been any substantial progress up to this
I know,
point.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would we potentially lose that waiting on another grant proposal?
Yep.
That's, yeah, so.
I think in my headspace, I love this conversation, Councilman LaPointe, because I went down the same mentality as you did, right? Like, how do we mitigate impact? I think what I level set on is we have to spend a significant amount of money regardless, because we have not addressed this, and it's going to hit us regardless. So let's play this equation out. Let's not think about 25 years, let's think about 75 years from now. There will be people sitting in the seat, and if we make a 25-year investment of life cycle at a cost of $875, what's 3 times that? Over $2.5 million over 75 years. What's our investment here? 766 plus the incremental, less 1.4. So if we are thinking about the long-term horizon in front of us, we have a bridge that needs to be addressed. This pathway is an investment to form optionality. We have no choice. We are going to have to make that investment as much, if not more. And we would then assure our future leaders sitting in these chairs 100 years from now that we made the right financial call. Unfortunately, we're in a situation where I don't want to have any imposition on taxpayers. I don't want to have to spend money we don't need to. This is money we have to spend. We are in a position where we don't have a choice. So really the question is, what's the best long game? And I'm confident that this path gives us a very data-driven assessment to make a decision, not tonight, but with public input on the long game. That's my perspective. I like where you're going. I just think
No, I
we're in the hole
appreciate that. I
regardless.
I'm thinking I just want to do alternative 3 because it's less expensive,
alternative
but
three
there's
will cost
also
us-
grant money that we'd probably get.
It'll cost us more in the long game, though. That's the
Yeah.
challenge, right? In theory, based on the data we have
You're right.
today. Council, any further discussion? So just level set. Clerk Tomasi, can you please recap for council since there was extensive discussion? What is our motion? It's on alternative 3, correct?
Yes.
So-
to
I'll
select
withdraw my
alternate-
motion.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to withdraw my motion.
Okay, we have a withdrawal motion. Do we support the withdrawal for those that seconded it?
Second.
Okay, so we have that with motion withdrawn. Council, revert you back to, and Rachel, thank you for the preparedness and for Collins and all the work they've done in the background. The request is the motion to approve the Collins Engineering amendments 2, 3, and 4 in the amount of $766,980.
Make that motion?
We have a motion by Bosmer. Is there a second?
This is for the amendments.
I'm not hearing the second or support for that motion as it stands.
Second.
Councilman Cox, second that motion. Council, back to discussion. Now you're going back to the original proposal. Rachel, since this might be confusing, since we've been on different trails,
Yes.
please recap, what is this proposal that they are tasked with voting on?
This proposal is a motion to approve the Collins Engineering Amendments 2 with alternative 1, 3, and 4, which relate to the Young Street Bridge work, in the total amount of $766,000, $980, sorry.
Okay, so that's a recap. And just to be clear, to level set on the details here, this would be investment that allows us to be delivered the pathways based on all the engineering work and requirements to get to those pathways that would allow council then assess rehabilitation or reconstruction and the combinations of pathways that were presented to us by Collins Engineering with public hearing input along the way. We're not making any decision on the destiny of the bridge. We're gathering information that helps us inform the destiny of the bridge. Is that a fair statement? Okay,
Did the amendment, I'm sorry, did the motion say amendments 2, 3, and 4?
correct. Any other discussion on this matter? With this investment, this will be a roll call vote, so Clerk Tomasic, I'll pass to you.
Lapointe,
No.
McNabb. Yes. Schumate,
Yes.
Bosmer,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill.
Yes.
That motion is carried. Rachel, back to you.
All right, so I'm going to turn it over to our incredible finance director, Amy McEwen, for the mid-year budget revision.
Hey, everyone. So attached is your second quarter budget revision. Sorry, I didn't have the mic up to my mouth. I adjusted a few accounts to match what came in. A few revenues have been adjusted based on what has come in and where I hope it will end up by the end of the year. We're pulling a little bit more from fund balance. This is partially due to the new weed harvester because we do have to upfront that cost. We do have to put in that partial payment to get it built. And it's a reimbursement grant, so. We're still carrying a pretty healthy fund balance. I do have the fund balances listed for everybody under general fund, motor vehicle, major, local, DDA, cable, and water. And I do have something that's going to be coming up. I'm going to be moving some accounts around, creating some new accounts for the new budget, which we'll be discussing once that rolls around. I believe I said that I wanted to do a study session around April or May. So one of the first ones that you guys are going to see pop up is for the city administrator. I added an account for her for education expense to help track that. I guess I'll call out to you guys because I keep saying Does anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns?
Just want to thank Amy, but council, any questions you have to help clarify what's been put in front of you?
I just made a suggestion earlier when I talked to Amy about trying to have another column added where she would project where we're going to be at the end of the year. So it would help.
Yeah, for
Like
forecasting
for us to
purposes.
say, I mean, yeah, I can see how much we used as of, 12/31, but what's coming? Like some of these, I look like, oh, we're not going to spend that, but she probably knows, I know she knows what's hitting when, and that would just help us see where we're going to look like at the end of June. That, I just wanted to share that.
Bless you.
Suggestion.
I love the suggestion, assuming it's based on your known actuals versus the run rates, which could be very misleading given aggregation of funding over time. Cool.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Finance Director McEwen? Do you want to receive and file on this one from council?
I need it to be adopted because there are some amendments in it.
Okay, cool. So we'd be looking for an adoption. So council will be looking for adoption of a mid-year budget revision for full year 25-26.
So moved.
Motion by LaPointe. Clerk Domestic, did you capture that?
Yes.
Support from Bosmer. Council, any discussion on this matter? Okay, we'll do a roll call on this one as well. Clerk Tomasic, whenever you're ready.
McNabb,
Yes.
Schumate,
Yes.
Hosmer,
Yes.
Cox,
Yes.
Dill,
Yes.
LaPointe.
Yes.
Motion carried. Finance Director Kapitan, back to you.
And just a quick reminder to everybody, your W-2s are in your mailboxes, so don't forget to grab them before you leave today.
Thank you so much.
That's it.
Appreciate you. Rachel, back to you.
All right, we are going to call our Parks and Rec Director up for the last time.
And thank you for your patience, given the sessions before you.
All right, I won't take too much of your time. I know it's been a long one, but good evening, Mayor and Council. Before we get into the benches, I'd like to say it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to serve this city over the past year, and I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to have done that. I, am super grateful to serve the city that I grew up in and its residents, and it's an experience I will not forget, so thank you.
Thank you.
I want to commend you on your service. I got to sit as a commissioner, work with you from just a residential standpoint, and then recently liaison from the council standpoint. Appreciate your integrity, your vision, the things you did already, turn around that parks, got some grant money right away. You came out swinging, so thanks for all your dedicated work for us. And the blood drives and everything else you've done personally to help me get that situated. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any comments? Back to you.
But all right, so we've got the baseball benches. You'll see in the packet, you've already approved benches for up to 2,000, but when I went back to them, after John told me, just get them now and we'll store them at the yard, they included their shipping, which was $600. So that puts us well over the approved 2,000 on the benches. I believe now it's at 2,000, was it 488? $2,488.87. So I'd be looking for a motion to approve purchase of the benches at $2,488.87.
Council motions in your court.
Make that motion to approve.
Motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by LaPointe. Council discussion? I just appreciate the rationale and the evolution of price point, given the shipping and handling components. Thanks to you and John and the team for pulling through on what is going to be an awesome resource for our younger and older generations.
Field of Dreams.
Gibraltar Field of Dreams. Love it. Any further discussion on this matter? This will be a voice vote, so with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank
Best of
you.
luck to you. Thank you. You did a great job.
Appreciate
We're going to
you.
miss you.
With that, I'll turn it back over to our city administrator.
So I'm going to call John up to present the next few items. I just want to preface them with explaining that we recently had a water main break on West Jefferson, and the first two items, the light tower and the traffic arrow board, we'll take them one at a time. But I do want to mention that they are safety concerns for DPW, and so I'll turn it over to John to explain those.
Thank you for your patience, John.
Okay. First motion is motion to approve the purchase of one Wanco compact diesel light tower from McAllister Equipment. We respond to water main breaks at all hours, and having good lighting at night is important for safety productivity. Currently, they've been relying on battery-powered light stands, flashlights, truck lights, excavating equipment lights. Being there firsthand, I can understand the lighting concerns in the field. After one of the water main breaks, West Jefferson, we had a follow-up meeting, debriefing on items that DPW could use, and a light tower was brought up. Having a portable light tower would let them light up a larger area to see better. Also, the light tower could be used for community events if needed. This would be a new machine. I did try to find a used one, but none were available, or they had very high hours on them. Lead time for this is 4 to 6 weeks. Fiscal impact is $12,350. And I got 3 quotes, and they're all attached to this proposal.
In the account numbers, just so council is aware that you see written there, we decided to split it up between our road fund and our water fund because it could be utilized for both. So I worked with Amy on that.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of one Wanco compact diesel light tower from McAllister's low bidder in the amount of $12,350.
Motion by LaPointe, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dill.
All right, thank you.
Council, any discussion on this matter? This will be a roll call vote, so Clerk Tomasic will pass it to you for roll.
Schumate?
Yes.
Osmer?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Dill?
Yes.
LaPointe?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Motion carried, and we will turn it back to you.
Okay, thank you. Second motion is for a traffic arrow board. Motion to approve the purchase of a Wanco traffic solar-powered arrow board from McAllister Equipment. January 14th, we had a water main break on West Jefferson, and a traffic arrow board would have been real beneficial for helping with traffic control. We were out there when the kids were going to school, coming home, regular traffic. This would warn the drivers ahead of time. Safety working along the road is important to all involved. This piece of equipment would be utilized anytime that work needs to be done that interferes with the flow of traffic. This would also be available for the police and fire departments if they needed it to establish traffic control. Fiscal impact is $5,900, and I got 3 quotes on that, and they're attached.
Thank you, John. Council, motion be in your court.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the Winco Traffic Solar-Powered Arrowhead, or Arrow board, from McAllister Equipment. The
Motion
amount
by,
is it $3,900, or $5,900, excuse me.
motion by Bosmer, is there a second?
Second.
Second by LaPointe. Discussion, council?
As a current bus driver for Rosehill School District, I take special ed right by you, so I was there first thing in the morning, and I could see where that would be 100% beneficial, and for the 4th of July fireworks, when we were trying to disperse all that traffic out of our community, so a lot of practical experience of why that would be important to have. So thank you for doing your
Come
due
in
diligence.
handy.
Yep. Thank you, John. I appreciate you.
Considering the size of our DPW, the safety measure is vital. So,
Thank you. With that, any further discussion? This will be a voice vote, so at this time, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you.
Okay. All right, next one is a motion to approve payment to McAllister Equipment for invoice for equipment rental.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
just, I think Rachel had something.
It's Hynax couplings first. Sorry.
Item
And
G,
then McAllister.
Hynex couplings for
I
water
gotta
main
find it
repairs.
here.
I can read it out while he's looking. So motion to approve the purchase of 412 Hymax couplings for water main repairs from
Yep.
Blue Water Solutions. The DPW needs to restock the inventory of the 12-inch Hymax couplings, which are used for all of the 12-inch water main repairs. They're used to connect the replacement piece of pipe to the existing. Blue Water Solutions is the supplier for these repair materials, and the pricing has been negotiated for the downriver communities. Fiscal impact of $3,394.28.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of 4 12-inch Hymax couplings for the water main repairs from Blue Water Solutions at an amount of $3,394.28.
Motion by LaPointe. Do we have a second?
Support.
Support by Bosmer. Council, any discussion on this matter? All right, this too will be a voice vote, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Back to you, John.
Okay, next one is a motion to approve payment to McAllister for equipment rental. On January 14th, we had a water main break West Jefferson across the street from 29951. From past experience on these water main breaks in this area, I decided after talking with the crew that using our backhoe would be a challenge. So we rented a 308 Cat excavator, which we have used before on water main breaks, and I also had rented a portable light plant for lighting at night, because this break was about 25 to 30 feet off the road. Fiscal impact is $2,146.
Council, motion be in your court.
Motion to approve the payment of McAllister invoice for equipment rental of $2,146.
Second.
And a second by Lapointe. Council discussion on this matter?
That's for both pieces that were rented, right? The light tower
And
and
the
the
backhoe.
excavator?
Yep.
Is that something that going forward we need to have on hand as a city? Are we repeatedly renting this equipment over and over again, or?
Yeah, it'd be a nice piece of equipment to have if we could use it every day.
Right,
All right, moving it around, we gotta have a trailer.
okay.
So the light plant we will use. So it's just this piece of equipment, we make a call and we get it as soon as possible.
Think
The
Councilman Johnson.
excavator is not necessarily a piece of equipment that we're going to utilize on a day-to-day basis, okay? But when you get into those 12-inch water main breaks on West Jefferson that are adjacent to wetlands, the backhoe isn't the ideal
Right.
operating machine.
Right.
So in those circumstances, I totally agree with getting a rental piece of equipment, but based on our day-to-day activities, a rubber-tired machine performs many more tasks for us.
Yes.
All right, thanks for the clarification.
Well said. Any further discussion on this matter? Well, this will be another voice vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Last one is, motion to approve change order number 1 for the DPW emergency generator. Electrical installation of the emergency generator at the DPW building required the installation of a service-rated disconnect so that the generator install will meet the NECA 20223 code. So the building needs to have overcurrent protection per the code. PM Technologies, who's our contractor, had talked with the Gibraltar Electrical Inspector to confirm the requirement. The existing CT cabinet has no means of disconnect, and this was an item that was missed when I prepared the RFQ. Fiscal impact is $3,200. That'll bring it up to code.
Council motion being in your court to approve the change order number 1 for the DPW emergency generator.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by McNabb. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Lapointe. Discussion, council?
Obviously, this will be funded out of the DDA bond
Yes.
for this change
Yes,
order?
that's
Okay.
correct. Any further discussion? This will be a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
All right.
John, I want to thank you for everything you and the team are doing and for your patience in this meeting to represent those topics.
All right, yeah. Boys did good yesterday,
Appreciate it.
and again today.
Appreciate it. All right. Rachel, back to you.
All right, so I'm going to kick it over to Gary, our step-in Chief of Public Safety right now.
Thank you, appreciate it. First subject here is for the fire department, Chief Simon. This is request to pay tuition and fees for firefighter 2. EMT Fort is currently enrolled in firefighter 2 at Wayne County Community College. He's already completed firefighter 1. Firefighter 1 was paid with a grant. Unfortunately, that was not available for firefighter 2. Firefighter 2 certification is required qualification for the Gibraltar Fire Department. The fiscal impact of this would be $1,554, and it was currently budgeted for that.
Council motion being in your court.
Make a motion to support the payment of $554 for the tuition for
Second.
firefighter 2 at Wayne County Community College, correct?
Correct.
I see, so let's get, sorry, we have a motion, then we have a second. Now we're in discussion. I see Finance Director McEwen's raising her hand.
Can I ask that you just state the name of the firefighter in the motion?
Okay.
So that if I ever have to go
What I
back
was
to
just
it.
going to.
Sure, absolutely. I gotta find his name here. I heard it audibly,
Because
but
it's not
Will
on here.
Fort.
EMT Fort,
Who is it for? I'm sorry.
F-O-R-T.
is that okay, Katie?
Yes.
Oh,
I got it.
EMT Fort.
Finance Director McEwen, thank you for that. That's a great call out. So is the motion and the second by Dale, do they support that updated language? Okay. Any further discussion on this matter?
First name's Will, if that helps too. Will Fort.
Yes, I got it, thank you.
All right, this will be a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion is carried.
The second subject I have is, again, from Chief Simon. This is for engine repairs. Engine 1 was sent out for its annual DOT inspection. During the inspection, they found several deficiencies that required immediate attention, including a coolant leak, various chassis-related maintenance items. And we do have a itemized receipt here, or an invoice to look over. Chief Bullard did give verbal permission to spend $1,274.37, which is above the $1,000. He did do that to allow that the truck be returned to service much quicker than bringing the truck back, taking the truck back out for another quote. We did that to keep it in service, and it's back now. The fiscal impact was $1,274.37.
Council, motion be in your court.
I'll make a motion to authorize the repair, the air conditioning repairs in an amount of $1,274.37.
So the AC was not, that was something that they did not do because that was much higher. They're gonna actually get quotes on the AC. What they did was, things that they needed right now to make sure that the truck was
Maintenance?
usable. Correct, maintenance, yep.
Okay.
Coolant and chassis work.
Yep. If you want to be specific, it's the coolant leak and the various chassis work.
Okay.
So I have a motion by Lapointe. Clerk Tomasic, do you, sorry, did we hear anything? Second by McNabb, and Clerk Tomasic, do you have the language you?
I have to authorize the maintenance repairs to the fire engine in the amount of $1,274.37. Okay.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second. Council, any discussion on this matter?
Procedurally, since this is, if I'm correct, this would be retroactive, is there anything that we have to comply with our purchasing procedure? Looking back, I see another retroactive purchase, and this flagged my memory. Do we have anything in the purchasing procedure that we have to
I love that you said that.
to make this compliant? I mean, I'm gonna vote to approve it, but, procedurally, is there something that we should do? And then do we have to recall action item H to do it properly? I'm asking for clarification.
Yeah, I think, I'll speak to the first one because I had the same thought in my mind. I think this could be for the well-being of the city and/or for the emergency requirement because it is our fire truck, right? So that was my head went on this one. I think our Director of Public Safety should be empowered to support that decision.
Absolutely. I'm just, don't know if there's procedurally anything.
So I think, Anthony, to that point, would the motion perhaps want to be revised for the greater good or for the emergency authorization made by DPS Bullard, just for the sake of procedural documentation?
Yeah, procedurally, you can make it clear that it's for emergency purposes and to satisfy the purchasing guidelines.
So council, it'll be up to you to revise that motion unless you feel it stands without that. And I'd defer to Councilman LaPointe. I think, who made the motion originally?
Councilwoman LaPointe.
Oh, I did. Sorry about that. Okay,
So if you want to do for the emergency requirement or for the
yes,
greater
you
good
can
of the
add
city?
that to the motion.
All right. And then McNabb, it was the second.
McNabb, do you support that revision?
Yes.
Councilman Dill, I think it's a great call out. Let's close this one out since we're in active discussion now. Any further discussion on this matter? All right, with that being said, this will be a voice vote as well. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is carried. Now,
Now,
Councilman Dill, did you want to revisit your previous point?
yes, so I guess procedurally, point of order, how do we recall this properly for item H to, I don't know if we have to adjust the motion. I'm still going to vote in favor of
So
covering that cost,
I
but
think it's a great
procedurally.
distinction, so just to level set everybody, Anthony, for your guidance, we're looking for, we had approved in item H, the motion to approve the McAllister invoice for equipment rental. That was authorized through the main break and the requirement described. So I think it's a similar context. I think we're now capturing this on the record for the sake of a transition discussion, right, which is the emergency element. I think we captured that in the discussion for that item. Anthony, since this is a improvement of a emergency situation that was made by our DPW director's discretion, do you want us to procedurally revise that motion? Or is this accurately captured on the record, given the discussion we just had?
It's accurately captured. An amendment wouldn't be necessary in this situation, though, because it's for emergency purposes, so.
Okay. Is that sufficient? I want to make sure we land that. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate the guidance. Okay, good push, Councilman Dill. DPW Director Sant, do you want to add anything?
On item H, I got a quote, and then I go and I get a PO. So we reference our PO to that quote. It may come in cheaper.
Oh,
Because I learned on the last one, don't go for 1 day. I went for 3 days. So it's a little bit higher. But when I do stuff on an emergency, I always give Amy the heads up. I get a PO. So we've got a way to track it.
Absolutely, and I appreciate it, and like I said, I still support it, just procedurally, I wanted to make sure we were
Well,
covered.
even when I send equipment over for repair over at Kerry Brothers now, I get an estimate, I get the PO. So finance is aware of it, and we have a way of tracking it.
All right, fantastic.
And just to follow up on that, he also clears it all with me as well.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
yep,
yeah.
yep. Again, I have no issue with covering the costs. Need to clarify
I
that.
just want to shout out, it's a great process. Councilman Dill, it's a great push from your end.
Follow the purchasing program.
Yeah, you're doing that very effectively. We have to empower our DPS director and/or our DPW director in these
Absolutely.
emergency situations, which I know you're supporting, but I love the procedural push. Anthony, thank you again. Rachel, back to you.
All right, I'm going to kick it back over to Gary for this last one.
The last action here is, this is a request to purchase City Hall and Police Department glass window from Lincoln Park Glass, for the amount of $6,470. City Hall and the Police Department currently have plexiglass on the front counters, or some people call it COVID glass sitting there, plexi that's, it's on pieces of wood that you can move around back and forth. Those have been there since 2020. There've been multiple incidents at the Police Department and City Hall where employees did not feel safe or were potentially open to assaults. Myself and Mr. Sant have done some research on other cities. We have a list of Rockwood, Woodhaven, Brownstown, Lincoln Park. Basically, any police department that you go to, you will find glass at the front that you cannot enter the police departments. Our police department would be open. We have the glass window that was installed a couple years ago, but the front counter is just a counter. You can jump over it. When you go over to City Hall, it's the same thing. You have that, the COVID glass sitting there. It's not a protective glass. It's more of a sneeze guard. Those things are movable. So we checked with those cities. Almost all these cities have protective glass on them. We're lacking in that right now. So we've got a couple quotes. Lincoln Park glass is $6,470. 6 panes was $14,536. And then we have two, but I think there's actually a third company that would not give us quotes, would not come out, would not interact at all. So we were only able to get 2 of the quotes completed, and those quotes are on there. This was not a budgeted item, but I think it is a thing for safety for all the employees here to make them feel safe while they're working.
And just to piggyback off of that, we did just spend significant amount of money on getting key codes access to all of our office spaces. Now, as part of that, it's important to remember how it is set up right now. Someone could just jump the counter. So the key code would essentially be useless.
Yep. I think the City Hall one's the glass would be pretty approachable, glass full width to the ceiling, and then an 8-inch opening, so you could still pass stuff through. You can't jump through there.
Yep.
So,
Thank you for the background. Motion being your court counsel.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the purchase of this glass for City Hall and the police departments from Lincoln Park Glass in the amount of $6,470.
Motion by Lapointe. Do we have a second? Second by Bosmer. Just for discussion purposes, our previous administration was tasked with evaluating the bulletproof glass for the dispatch window.
Yep.
And at the time, we had extensive discussions on this matter, for which the decision was to not pursue that at this time for the other locations. Obviously, as Detective Robinson has highlighted, we've had incidents, and the data would suggest we need to take action on it. So just wanted you to have that context beyond what was already discussed.
Well, we are open in discussion right now. How many incidents have occurred or are we knowledgeable about? And here's my concern, we also have an image to our residents of being open and embracing, right? So I'm concerned with, are we becoming reactionary over an incident, or is there documented several incidents? And I just want to have that topic
Yeah.
of discussion.
Thank you. I think, if you're okay for me to speak right now,
Please.
I think that specifically for the police department, this would be better for the residents to come in and see us again. We don't stand at the front counter anymore. Now we stand behind a piece of glass, or the dispatcher stands behind a piece of glass that you can't see their face. So now, they used to come in and they would always say, hey, we used to talk to you guys at the front counter. Now they're looking through a piece of glass and they don't even know who they're talking to now. So specifically for the police department, it'll be nice that we'll have access to go talk to them face-to-face, or the dispatcher can talk to the person face-to-face. I think it's a plus on our side, just from working in there, seeing that. Recently, I think this is in the last 2 months, I wasn't here, but it sounds like somebody got into an argument with a city hall employee and was throwing items at the workers there. The police department, we always have disgruntled people, you know, throughout the day, throughout the night. It's always somebody's bonding out of jail, somebody just got out of jail, somebody's cars just got towed, they're up here yelling in the police department. This is all the time at the police department. And it's, you know, when I say city hall, they're in the same building, it's just, you know, across the hallway there.
I think, Councilman Cox, I think it's a really important point, and I want Rachel to perhaps comment on it. Just for a color to your commentary, Detective Robinson, the bulletproof glass that's installed for the dispatch window had to be tinted, thus you can't see a face due to privacy laws for obviously the dispatch operation that's taking place in that room. I like Councilman Cox's perspective on not reacting to a single event, but I also know that our initial discussion was around the preservation of that interaction with the residents, which is why we didn't take the decision previously. All it takes is one incident for it to be a very significant problem, so that's where my head's at. But Rachel, do you want to comment on like context for Councilman Cox?
Yes, I would love to echo that. It really does only take one instant. If you just search in the news, instance in city halls, there was just one in Kansas where there was a shooting in one. I think it's really important that we also recognize that we are here for the taxpayers. It is our job to serve them, but we also have employees that we need to protect while they're here. And I think, quite frankly, when the incident happened in City Hall, I immediately went to the police department, and I happened to catch them at lunch, so sorry for interrupting your lunch. But I just wanted to get a emergency button up there on the front desk, so if something happened, they could push it. And the conversation became, well, if they push the button, what is to stop someone with a gun from shooting them right at that point before council can get, or before a police officer can get there? The reality of this is, it's not necessarily going to stop a bullet, but it is going to provide a bit of hesitancy. It's going to provide a barrier. They can't jump over and then get in the inner office. They can't go hunt down anyone if, heaven forbid, there was a shooting or a shooter. They're stopped there. And ultimately, it's just a piece of glass. It won't, we're not gonna put any film on it or anything to block any visuals or put any additional barrier. It's just to protect our staff. And I think that's a really important point that we can do as a city.
Can I ask a question? Is there
Yeah,
is there
please.
warranty on the workmanship and the longevity? Do we know anything about that?
I don't, yeah, I'm not sure on that.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
I just want to say that that privacy glass in the cubby there is the most offensive thing I've ever encountered coming into the city. And so I want the employees to be safe. And I look at this as an opportunity for the dispatchers and the police officers to come back out and talk to people.
Yep.
Not just, you know, people that are in trouble, but
Yes.
people that might be picking up a key for the community center or something. So it's just better relations. And I talked to Chief about that too. So hopefully, like, this will lead to another policy that says don't be the Wizard of Oz, you know. Just, if you have to be the Wizard of Oz, do it at night, but
Yeah.
otherwise, come to the front counter.
Yep, I love it.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
Even though we only got 2 bids, it's great. I mean, Lincoln Park Glass is less than half the cost too, so price point wise, it's the best price point for us as a city, so wanted to mention that.
Any other discussion? I feel like this as a roll call.
Yes.
All right, Clerk Tomas, can you please call roll?
Schumate?
Yes.
Osmer?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Dill?
Yes.
LaPointe?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Motion carried. Detective Robinson, anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, thank you, appreciate it. I think the employees are gonna be, very happy with that.
Well, I appreciate you for being here. Rachel, back to you. I know I take ownership of this last item, but anything you'd like to add before we get to the last item on our list?
I do just want to take a moment and thank our incredible Parks and Rec director for all the work he's put in. We are sad to see him go, but we are excited, I think, to see what he does with his career. I think it's really important that we recognize that our employees are humans and they have their own career journeys and personal lives, and we want to support them in that. So congratulations, Austin. We're really excited to see what you do next. And I also want to thank all of our department heads for sticking it out with us tonight. It's already 9 o'clock and we're not done yet, so I appreciate it. And lastly, 2 more things. Thank the DPW, of course, and water rate study begins next week. So I know we're about to potentially go into another closed session, so I wanted to give those notices while we still have some people.
Well said. With that, council will be turning to item M, which is going to be, we're looking for a motion to enter closed session to discuss strategy negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of the Teamsters Collective Bargaining Agreement.
A motion to enter a closed session to negotiate.
Motion by Bosmer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lapointe. Any discussion on this matter? All right, we'll take roll via Clerk Tomasic on this.
Bosmer?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Dill?
Yes.
LaPointe?
Yes.
McNabb?
Yes.
Schumate?
Yes. That motion is carried. Members of public, similar to our first closed session, this will be our voting members of council, Clerk Tomasic, City Administrator, and City Attorney. We will be going upstairs to our closed session location, and we'll be motioning to return when we return. With that being said, thank you for your patience, and please get those lights not green. Thanks.
Thank you for watching over my son. I know, nobody will take it.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get those lights green again, please. At this time, we'd be looking for a motion to re-enter our open meeting.
Motion to re-enter open meeting.
Motion by Cox,
Support.
Nine.
second by Bosmer. This will be a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. That will bring us to our public comment. Are there any members of public that wish to address council?
Tough crowd.
We are not seeing any public comment, and therefore we'll turn over to Clerk Tomasic for her report.
No report.
Any questions or comments for Clerk Tomasic? Treasurer Riser?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report.
Any questions for Treasurer Riser? All right, council, we have two items, Councilwoman Lapointe had proposed, were approved, and I'll turn the floor over to her.
They're just announcements, and if anybody's still awake out there, this is dedicated for the senior citizens of the town. So ARP does free tax preparation for senior citizens and some low income people, and it's held in Southgate. There's a number here I'm going to read off, 734-288-8105 to make your appointment. The phone, they start making appointments January 17th, so the sooner you call, the better, the more likely you are. And I gave a copy to Mary, and I think she said she would leave it at the desk or put it at the community center around town, so, and at the senior housing. It was supposed to be emailed us, but I don't think we got it, so that's why I wanted to add that. And then I just wanted to say, I mentioned the legislative forum that Congressman Dingell was supposed to have 2 weeks ago. It's been canceled twice. It's back on the calendar this Monday, February 2nd at 9 a.m. at Crystal Gardens. So if anybody else wants to go, I know the mayor was out of town last time, so I just wanted to that you haven't missed anything. It's going to happen this Monday, if anybody wants to go. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Lapointe. Any questions or comments or further council updates?
I just wanted one last time, the blood drive, the last one, this will be my last opportunity to say something about it, and it's important to me. I think it's important to our fellow humans out there that's looking for maybe a transfusion or a platelet donation or whatever. But yeah, next Friday, please consider making a donation for blood at the Gil Talbert Community Center. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Councilman Dill?
just two things, just update and reminder for folks, I will be having office hours this month, this Wednesday, January 28th, from 4 to 5 p.m. in the conference room. So feel free to stop by. And then I kind of wanted to just throw it out there. I was talking with Katie a little bit before, but America 250. We have, we're, 6 months away from 4th of July, a little less than that. I don't know what, I would assume we're going as planned as usual with our 4th of July. But I'm not sure if there's something else that we can, go above and beyond this year since it's America 250, whether it's putting out more flags, doing T-shirts or something. It's a big event, a big milestone for our country. And I think we should, try to do a little extra this year, whether it's the residents putting out more flags, celebrating more. So that's just throwing it out there for folks. We want to do something else with that.
Thank you, Councilman Dill, and I think City Administrator Witherspoon, perhaps commission members, in addition to DDA and planning, which we covered this topic and some of the approvals for 4th of July. We could take those avenues of follow-up, and obviously would welcome any ideas that you and/or the residents or council may have. Any further council updates? All right, that will close our council report and turn over to our administrator report.
I just want to thank you all for sticking with us for 4.5 hours today. So, I know it's been a long one, but I think we did a lot of great work, and I'm really excited to see what you all said for the strategic planning. So, I will get that to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments for Administrator?
Just thank you for all your hard work putting this together today. So it went very well, I thought. Very well organized. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely echo that. My report I already delivered earlier, other than to say I'm actually quite stimulated and engaged by the 4.5 hour meeting, as long as it was. So thank you all for great discussions, and I echo the sentiment from Councilman Lapointe. And with that, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you all.